Hopefully this sounds okay. shit. Do it. Gemini. Who else? All the water signs. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio are coming through strong too. I don't know why I was writing shit about Pisces, but most definitely Pisces energy. Family not getting along. Gemini. Okay, so Gemini, Scorpio. Something about Gemini, Scorpio, and Pisces coming through. Maybe I should start in all signs reading. Maybe that's what they talking about. Start in all signs, or just talking about everybody. Talk shit about everybody. You're like, maybe that's what they talking about. Yeah, because they're talking about, okay, like, listen, if you're gonna be all energetic today, we need you to sift through all these motherfuckers. Alright, we'll check it out. And I'll just start and see what pops up. See who pops up. Yeah, there's Libra again. So we gotta get started on that. I did also write a reading down for Libra as well that I'm gonna do after this. Let's see. Let's start with Pisces. I just kind of touched on a topic with Pisces about not learning nothing from nobody. How, like, there's nobody to trust in your trust system or in your system. Like, might be talking about in your family system. They could be talking in your work system, but there's not really anyone to trust. And Five of Coins shows that, like, okay, like, I always kind of been, like, doing the pickings and shit on my own. Oops. I almost just knocked out the mic. You always been on your own and shit. You don't have a problem with it. It's not like you get lonely. In fact, you feel more yourself when you are alone. But Pisces, kind of like the span of that is like, you guys almost need people, not to validate your experience, but to validate their experience. So you need to teach people. It's almost like you're meant to have children. You're meant to have like a strong family base. And if you don't have a strong Ace of Sticks family base, or a home where you can kind of, like, I think, patrol and control a lot of the things that are going on, it feels unstable to you. Three of Sticks in the reverse, it is unstable, because it is unstable. It is fucked up. It is something that Nine of Knives, not a lot of people can control. You know, if you look at the picture, you know, it's like everybody fantasizes, I think, about the perfect family situation or the perfect home base, right? You fantasize about that shit the most out of everyone. I feel like you're pushing for a lot of the things, a lot of the healing the most out of anyone. And yet it goes on deaf ears. Okay, it goes on deaf ears. It continues to become like almost like a frustration or a problem for everybody else. But for you, you're like, well, I can see it. Like, I can see what I want here. Like, I can see up the potential. But, like, here's where Pisces kind of gets into that dream state, right? It's like you might see potential, but does that mean they're capable of what you're seeing? Because just because you're seeing it and you might be capable of something doesn't mean everyone's capable of something. And that's what Pisces gotta know. That's what the fish people gotta know. That's what the intuitive people's gotta know. Like, especially you dreamers, like, y'all have like very strong intuition, and you might have a lot of dreams, a lot of like intuitive bumps where you start seeing shit before it even happens, or when you start experiencing things that are kind of on the level of metaphysical that, like, you can't really explain to anyone. It makes sense to just you, right? And you can't relay these messages to anyone else, because, you know, even though you see the shit happening right in front of you, and you see people going down a bad place or going down a rocky road, like, you can't step into their life and say shit like that, because 99% of the time, one, they ain't gonna believe you, and that other 1% of the time, it's like, okay, so say they do believe you, they can't change their behaviors because they already fucked up in the game. They're already something that's fucked up. It's like they already they already pushed themselves to the furthest extent. Like they already grown as much as they could, basically. So that's what's up with that. With Pisces, Ace of Coins, Mother of Baskets, Strength card in the upright, instead of coins in the upright. Trying to teach your kids how to do better, how trying to teach like discipline, but in a way that's positive, like positive reinforcement. So like you're not being neglectful, you're not shutting people down, you're not telling people like, you know, fuck off or anything like that, or you're not putting your hands on nobody. You're being positive, or there's positive reinforcement here. And I feel like this could also be something you're doing in a partnership or in your love life, is positive reinforcement, letting everybody know like, hey, you know, it's cool with me, like it's cool that you did, okay, whatever you're dealing with, it's cool with me, I don't give a shit, like, okay, you know, I can accept that. I can accept that. I can pull forward. I can pull forward type shit. And I think a lot of that too has something to do with y'all. Like, you know, you internalize a lot of the things that people say to you about you. The people that kind of like drag you for some types of behaviors that you have, like you internalize a lot. And so I think you become a very accepting person over time, because essentially you've been shamed, or you've been kind of the butt of the joke a lot of the time within these types of connections or these relationships, because a lot of the people try to over dominate or overcompensate. So that's what's going on with Pisces. Let's see the end result actually. A Pisces situation, you know, clearing up all the bullshit. So the garden, yeah, and kind of reminds me a little bit of like Garden of Eden type energy. It's like, okay, so there's the man, the woman, and the snake type shit. There's Adam and Eve and the snake, and I just feel like this whole energy is very ethereal or mystical around y'all. So whatever's happening next, it was bound to happen. It was guaranteed to happen. It was fated to happen. There's no changing it. And so anyone who tries to come through or pull through and blind you from this will be removed from your life. Okay, so whatever's coming next for y'all, like you, I don't even think y'all can see the shit. Two coins in the upright, yeah. It's not something that is for anybody else but you. And I feel like a lot of your journey has been alone, and it will continue to be you pushing forward as a single being, a single person. Mother of coins, a single person who's in healing. You're no longer in shock. You're no longer sitting there and wondering what everyone else is thinking about you. You kind of just healing. Okay, you're sitting here. You said, okay, you know, let me do me now. Let me focus on me now, and let me focus on me and mine, and that's respectable. That's respectable. And if you're looking for balance within this spiritual community, because I can see like y'all looking for some type of like voice or some type of status, possibly within your job or your workspace, or you're a healer. If you're looking for stability within that, I would say, you know, find different coping mechanisms, find other coping mechanisms that can help you through a lot of your own anxieties or your, you know, anger. I think the anger part is only more upset by what you currently do with coping mechanisms, and it could be that your spiritual gifts are your coping mechanism. But like I said, I think there's like almost a further anger, so there needs to be a change within that realm of things. There needs to be change. I should change this to an all signs. Let me switch this up. Let me switch this up. There we go. Alright, y'all. I had to switch this up. Should we start up TikTok as well? I be trying to get up in that bitch. Let's see. I don't know. Oh. Okay. Let's try some TikTok. Let me see this. Ooh. Sorry, y'all. Come on. Okay. This should work. Or not. Or not. Come on now. Close it. There we go. All right. Ooh. Come on, TikTok. Yes, I am, Angela. Yes, I am. What's your question? What is your question? Just trying to see if any of my moderators will get on. Should I move on from the Cancer? Okay, well, I did say something about that when I just polled, and it looks like there's this relationship not going nowhere. You already know this person's a liar. They're bugging. You know what I mean? Like you already know the situation. You can't make a person tell you the truth. You can't force a person to be, your person basically, or your type. I think initially because this person was so good at playing your type, like it felt like it was right for you, but it really wasn't. Like you're left kind of now feeling like you're missing something, or you're missing a part of the connection that you were meant to have. Like you are meant to have a romantic connection that feels full and wholesome. I just feel like this situation has already, it's already been done. Okay, two of nines is like it's already been done, bitch. Like you there's nothing else to see here. There's nothing else that you can get from this person. So yes, I would say yes. And you always have a choice, by the way, like to stay in something, even if it's not meant for you. You always got a choice, or you always got an option. But obviously, here there's more cons at this point than pros. Okay, there's no like healing that you can do with the situation because this person is not healed, and you aren't allowed to heal because this person's not allowed to heal, and they keep reawakening trauma within you, and it's constant. It's not something where I would say like, oh, the good times we've had with each other, hold on to that. No, like there ain't nothing good no more. Everything's just kind of gone, and you putting your foot down will only cement like the fact that you care for yourself more than you care for this trauma, like this traumatizing situation, more than you care for this liar, right? Put your foot down. That's the only thing you can do. Okay. Hi, Hillary. He said Royal Rising. Royal Rising to you too. Fix this up. Do you got a yes or no question for me? Does anyone? Am I on the right path? Let's see. Yes, you are 999 confirmation. Your needs aren't fully being met yet with your current situation, with your current path, but they will be. It just takes time, and I think there's more to observe out of the situation that you're currently in as well. Eventually, you will move on because I think there's a lot of pressure involving you in what path you're on right now. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of it not feeling like it's the safest bet, but like playing it safe and not risking it will essentially not take you forward. You know what I mean? You need to risk a certain amount of this situation in order for it to be fruitful for you. I think there's a lot of like putting your heart on the line, putting your time on the line. It feels heavy, right? It feels heavy because it's meant to feel heavy. It's like a lot. You're doing a lot of healing just by going after this situation. Okay. Yeah, 7 of baskets again. So everyone's healing today. It was good. 8 of baskets. Yeah, ignore the bullshit. Right? Ignore the bullshit. Ignore the people that be talking on the outside. Ignore that shit. 9 of sticks in the reverse. Yeah. So just have your, you already have a lot of your walls up, and I will continue to do that. Just because, like, you already know you don't have great influences in your life. 9 of baskets in the upright, yeah, it will become fruitful for you. Just continue on, be consistent, be persistent. Don't let this shit go. Virgo interested in you romantically. Okay, let's see. Huh. Okay, already Ace of Sticks. Virgo is definitely interested in you. Uh, I think the thing with this Virgo is I feel like a lot of the shit that you find attractive about this person is kind of like that cornball personality where the person is very like corny, they're funny, they're humorous, in a way that you never seen before, and they're also very like dominant. So like that's also another trait I think that you aren't too familiar with. What I will say is this person is most definitely into your physical features, your body, very sexually attractive, very gravitating towards you sexually first. I think is a primary for a Virgo, because Virgo are physical people. Like they need physical romance. They need sexual prowess. So we have Nine of Coins. Okay, this person's like working on themselves. Like look like this person's working on the relationship or trying to work on themselves in order to be good for this relationship. I would say most definitely this person is interested in you romantically. They want more attention from you. This Virgos, although they try to push people away, it's like that's their form of breadcrumbing, and this person most definitely wants more attention from you. Okay, and that's what's up. They definitely like you. They want you. They love your creativity, and it's getting on their nerves that they can't get closer to you because you don't really offer like them a bone or anything like that. So like start putting forward a little bit of effort on your part of like sharing yourself. Share yourself. Day 24, smoke free, been in hermit mode. I feel that. I feel that. And congratulations. Most definitely you will feel a difference. Sometimes that shit sticks to you for months. But once you feel without it, you're going to feel much more sensitive. And you will still feel like you want to be in hermit mode essentially. But like at the end of the day, like that type of sensitivity, especially with your intuition and everything being on point, you won't even want anyone around you in the fucking first place. Like you're not going to want or need for anything because you start realizing that you do have everything. It's just healing, part of healing. I barely talk to him. Thank you. You need to talk to this nigga. He be into you, most definitely into you. Hey, hey, Sin, what's going on with you? He said culture. What's going on with you, Sin? He said not much. Did you want a free yes or no? Why does that look like my mom in the bag? Which one? No, which one? He said, I sure the fuck do. Alright, what's your first yes or no question? The one directly behind you. This one? This one looks like your mother? This one? Or this one? Because this one's behind me. Oh, this one. Yeah, someone painted that. Someone off the streams painted that for me. I thought she was talking about. I was like, this was the one that's directly behind me. I was like, shit. A wall. A wall. I don't know how you say that name, but I'm gonna say a wob, right? A wob. Okay, so they said Sagittarius energy, so fire sign energy. Let's see. Which is good. That's a good thing. Like, there is a passionate energy. My mother looked like that. I keep it to myself. Okay, so there is passionate energy towards you. I feel like this person plays it safe. Like, they do feel like they have a connection with you, most definitely. But like, the the things that I worry about would be the fact that this person, I don't think they're ready to start like a new relationship. I think they're just trying to start one for some ulterior reason. Son of Sticks in the upright, yeah, because they've been in a connection or a pattern of connections where they felt like codependent or needy, like they've needed someone, not like, not like they wanted someone. Oh, so he just like me. He's like trying to fill a space or a place or a void type shit. Like he trying to feel out, like, okay, am I ready to move on? And I feel like dating or getting out there is a good way. It's a good way to get through that. But I also feel like Ace of Coins, like, I think he a little worried about the fact that you have options. Like, he knows you have options because you're beautiful. Big Mama card. Because you're beautiful. Okay, he knows that you have options, essentially, and that worries him. He's also not like the, I would say he's not good with money, or he's a little bit of a broke. But he is like a penny pincher, which is a good thing. Listen, I'm trying to make this sound as good as possible without being too mean, because sometimes I go in on these niggas. Six of Coins, yeah. Play it safe with him. He don't really got much anything. I would say he's serious about taking you out. Most definitely. I say he does like you. You know, he does like you, but like, here's the thing. I think he's trying to fill a void. I think he's been through a breakup or a bad relationship, and he's trying to put you in that place or in that position because you're someone who's much different from that person. You don't gotta vouch for son. Well, listen, I think that you're going to enjoy like the aspect of being single and dating in general, just on the surface level. Okay, I feel like that would be good for you to get out of the, get out of the house and do all that type of shit. No, because as your date for leaving approaches, you're gonna want like space to do your own thing, and you're gonna want to kind of practice getting out there. So I do think that part is good. 3 coins in the upright, 10 of sticks, because you've been working hard. You deserve to be treated. You deserve to go on the dates. You deserve to be spoiled. The free man, yeah, freedom. So like that symbolizes freedom for you, is to be spoiled, to be treated, well, even if it's just for one night. Okay. I'm not talking about fucking someone from one night. I'm talking about go on a date and experience that. Okay? Experience that. I just feel like it's fun for you. I mean, people aren't your match or your type. Yeah, brings out confidence in you. People are messy. People are very messy around you. You have a particular type. Let's put it that way. People is messy. Right. I know right away. Yeah, I can see this shit was not working out for you. He said tap into that mask. Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of the men that you pick have like a vengeance thing, where it's like they don't like women. They really don't like women. They don't really fuck with women. It's not like they're sexually attracted to women, yes, but like your type, right? You want someone who's more of a classical individual, masculine, okay? Top of the tier of masculine, but masculinity can get to the point where it's a little toxic with some of the dudes you be dealing with, and I just feel like that has a lot to do with the fact that they have like bad mommy issues, or they never been in a relationship that's serious enough for them to actually take you seriously. So I feel like a lot of the time they'll argue with you about how serious you're taking shit, or they'll try to be like, "Girl, you too serious," or "You taking this too deep," or "It's too deep." Like I'm sorry. Like they don't even say I'm sorry. Like they just offend you straight out or right off the gate. They're not taking shit seriously. They play with you. Mm. I feel like at first they try to just agree with you to agree. They try to tell you like, okay, yeah, I could see. Hey, listen, son, like I fuck with you. Like I fuck with everything you lay out on the table. Like I can do all this and this and this and that for you. But it's like then it's like they lie about the type of money they have. They lie about the type of job they have. They lie about that they're still fucking around with their ex. They lie. They lie. Someone will get mad when I don't be toxic right back and I be chilling because they know that you're higher up. You know what I mean? They know that you're above them, and that pisses them off even more because their whole life women have been below them. So that's how they feel. It's like, okay, so now this woman acting like she too good for me. So how am I gonna get back? How am I gonna get back at this bitch? It's not like a 50-50 relationship. It's more like a 50-50 like battle type shit. Like, like the Rock'em Sock'em robots. That's what I see, like cheap shots. Like a motherfucker takes cheap shots all the time to offend you or to hurt you to get you to react. And when you don't, that pisses them off even more. It makes them want to fire up even more. But that's why I feel like this recent nigga that you're dealing with, a wob, is somebody who don't like women either. And it's because of his ex. Okay. You said, where's the higher up motherfuckers? That might not be something that you find until you're out of your own toxic cycle, your own toxic situation. Yeah. Because once you get away from those who affect you emotionally, like they trigger your every ounce of being, I think that's the only real way to succeed in relationships for you because you need the time to heal, most definitely. I noticed that's the reaction with my family and even jobs too. Yeah, like you see it carrying over, right? Like that would definitely make sense that it would carry over to your relationship, your romantic relationships, because the motherfuckers be putting so much pressure on you at home that only like only you was getting out and experiencing life for yourself on your own, even though you have like sort of some experience. It's like you need more experience of healing, okay? And you can't heal in a constant traumatic cycle. So you just need to get the fuck out of there. Yeah, it gets on your nerve. I can see. Yeah, it's most definitely a cycle. It's fucked up. Hey, Janice, it's fucked up, and I think they got you fucked up for the most part. I think they try to act like you you are the problem. Okay, you are the problem in their eyes. It's like everything that you do is the problem. Like if you just lay down and submit, and you're not that type of bitch, we already know that. But if you would just lay down and submit, then no one would have any issues. If you were just some submissive ass motherfucker who just rolled over and gave up on everything, including your dreams and where you want to go to school and everything that you want to do for yourself, they feel like they have no problems with you. So it's like either give up on your life, right? Or argue with these bitches, argue with these motherfuckers, and yap at these motherfuckers until you can leave. You know what I mean? You said they was on bullshit this morning. I'm like, damn, I just opened my eyes. Exactly. It's that type. You can't have peace. There's no peace. But I do suggest you still like go out and experience dating and all that type of shit. Like you seasoned, so you know when shit is just not gonna work out with people. You just know. And I think you need to continue on with those things because it gets you a space to yourself, gets you kind of thinking about the type of people that you want to be surrounded by and who you don't want. And most definitely, I feel like once you kind of trudge through this whole experience with moving, you will be ready for a relationship. You will be prime, primed, and ready. Now, will things still trigger you and bother you? Most definitely. But that's something that you got to work out on your own. But that's the problem. I cut it off so quick because I can feel the bullshit, and that's totally fine. But also knowing the bullshit, knowing the difference between the bullshit and your own like panic, because you start feeling things getting too deep or too traumatizing for you, and instead of like standing up for yourself, I know it starts drama. You're like, it's unnecessary drama. Well, to defend yourself or to put your foot down should not be considered drama. That just should be considered real. Yeah, you can, Janice. Go ahead and ask the question. But it should be considered you being real, like you defending your own self. Like you're not gonna let people trample and try to over you type shit. Don't be afraid to be the crazy bitch. Like that's my suggestion. Let it all out. Don't be afraid to tell the truth and rip people open. Because at the end of the day, like I think you understand that like by reacting and being, well, first of all, you're a black woman. That puts on already an extra layer of things where people are having some sort of expectation out of you and how you're gonna act. You're pretty, right? You're pretty. Pretty privilege type shit. So people are already gonna have an idea in their head because you black and you pretty. And you're also independent. They already have that idea. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with defending yourself, like I said. So there's nothing wrong with fulfilling those expectations that they have. You're gonna defend yourself because you're an individual. Not because you crazy. Okay, and you not crazy to be putting people in their place because some people need it, and I think a lot of the people that have been attracted to you in the past, they definitely needed it, but you never followed through on it because you're just like, it's not worth my time, it's not worth my space. But I think your voice needs to be heard. So you might not be able to do it in your home, but you damn well could do it to anyone that you're approaching a date with or a relationship with. When they start going in on you and neglecting you and treating you like shit, you most definitely can stand up for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Fuck the preconceived notions. Fuck the motherfuckers. Like they don't matter. What about when people say, "Oh, you're so sensitive"? I hate that shit. Straight up, I hate that shit. Or when people say, "Calm down," right? When people say, "Calm down," it's like, but okay, so calm down. But you're allowed to react a certain way. You're allowed to call me all sorts of bitches, hoes, and this and that. But like when I call you out for your behavior, when you're dogging on me, why don't I don't give that same reaction. I don't be telling you to calm down or that you're too sensitive. I actually listen to you and hear you out type shit, right? So when they give you that energy, give that energy back. And then that's where that shit cuts off, right? Unless that person really does want to work it out with you, and you'll see them try. You'll see them actually try, like actually work on the shit. If they really truly do want you and want to be with you, then they won't cuss you out and try to fuck up the relationship and sabotage. They will sit there and communicate with you back and forth. So, because I can really turn up, but like I said, defend yourself. Turn when you feel like somebody is. Now, if you can communicate this in a calm manner, most definitely do that. But I feel like you're not calm no more. Like, and I feel like you shouldn't be. I feel like you shouldn't be. I might be condoning some of the behavior, but like I said, I feel like you shouldn't be. Because what you say, I don't even think should hurt nobody. You're just telling people the truth. And if the truth hurts, then you're not a match. Like, it's just that simple. You're an observer. You're someone who watches people's reactions. You're not going to purposefully try to fuck somebody up or be petty towards somebody. Okay? You're not going to try to purposefully do that shit. But when someone's irking you and pressing on your nerves, even though you've already gone this step of like telling somebody, I don't fuck with this type of behavior, I'm not that type of bitch, and you warn them the first time, like I said, second time, free reign. Free reign. Okay, that you don't forget those types of conversations if you care about somebody. You really don't. You don't. You need to be spoiled. I'm already soft-spoken. Virgo women typically are very soft-spoken. When you see like Virgo women, particularly when they do stuff like this, like tarot, for example, or astrology, you realize they're still very, they're very soft-spoken, right? But it's because of that whole, it's like a prototype of Virgo women are like Virgo men, in which they can't control their anger, which in reality, it's like Virgo women most definitely can control their anger. They're very incredibly sensitive. Yes. They'll cry. Yes, of course. But like, Those aren't overreactions. That is what it is. And can you get real angry and start being real petty? Most definitely, yes. But do people need to be more receptive and ask you questions, right? Ask questions first. Don't shoot your mouth off. I think that's something you deserve. Because I know nobody's gonna ever find a perfect person to deal with, right? Who's always gonna be receptive and always gonna be kind. But like a listener, someone who will listen to you and not come in and try to fuck you up or control you or push you down and make you submissive and make you quit on all your shit, like all the things that you want to do with yourself. It's perfect. We think they're overreactions, right? Because you want to be that perfect person. It's perfectionism. I want to be perfect. You know, I'm not going to show somebody my ugly side or whatever. Even though that shit ain't ugly, it's normal. So though you sitting there and you're like, oh my God, I really don't want to show this person. Like if I show this person that I'm mad or angry, if I react to this now, then this person's going to reject me. Fear of rejection. Yep. Fear of rejection. But when you find the right man or Virgo man, find the right woman, they're not going to reject you when you're sensitive. They'll embrace you. They'll embrace you. Okay, Janice, is Claudio open to being more than friends with you? I think religion plays a role in this as well. Definitely. Majority of the Virgos that I see have been affected by religion or God or spirituality. There is a certain, it's like Virgo's need for repetition or Virgo's need for a solid base, like a solid every single day, like wake up and do the same thing every single day is what all earth signs want and need. They need stability. And so for them, stability would be like, okay, I get up and I go to work and I do this and I do that. And then add in your little hobbies on the side. And every Saturday I get my hair done. Every Sunday I get my, nails done. Whatever it is, like that's something you need to stay sane. It's a quality in you that you need. And so when you see things like religion, like organized religion especially, or see things that are more or less like organized spirituality, so it comes from another culture or another country even, these are things that you're attracted to. You're attracted to stability. And anything that, like I said, this is all earth signs. This is not just Virgos, by the way. When something mirrors that for you, you can become obsessed with it. Because the obsession is the stability that it brings you. It's not the religion or the act itself. It's not the act of prayer. It's not the act of the Bible or reading it. It's literally the fact that it brings you stability. It makes you feel calm. It brings you peace. Sometimes it's just a matter of like going through the action that brings you peace because it's something that is a part of your everyday quality of life. So just like you get up and drink coffee every single day, or get up and drink tea every day, or get up and exercise every day. Those are things you do to cope. That's a necessity in your life. Okay? It's a necessity. Now, I think anyone could understand that. Is that people who don't have routine or strong routine often fall through the holes. You know what I mean? They fall through the cracks. A lot of the time, their life is kind of chaotic as well. It matches the energy, right? It matches the roller coaster. So it doesn't have to be a strong routine, but having a routine in general, having something is necessary. Okay, Janice. Is Claudia open to being more than friends with me? I would say not right now. So Janice, I don't know if you're still here, but I'm going to read this for you anyways, just to get it out. So basically, I don't think so for now. And the main reason why is I do believe Claudio is healing. I believe that a part of Claudio's line of thinking is like, I enjoy your company and I don't want to ruin that with a relationship. Or I don't want to ruin that with getting into something serious and then having everything kind of fall apart. Okay? I think he fears commitment. But it's not for the reason of like, oh, I just want a sexual relationship with you, or I just want to be able to flirt and hang with you. It's because he fears like the progress that he would have to make in a very fast-paced manner. Like he fears the healing that he would have to partake in. Because two of coins in the garden, it's like, okay, Janice, you are somebody who loves growth. You love expansion. You love something different. You're a teacher. Son of coins, you're someone who teaches people how to love themselves and teaches people how to heal. You're somebody who naturally does that. Even, I think it's your personality, just in your code. It's in your code, especially your humorous side, especially your sarcasm. You're very sweet and thoughtful, and I think this is what people are attracted to within you, Janice. And so when I see this individual kind of doubting themselves or kind of a little bit insecure about you, I would say he's right in his thinking. Okay? I think he's right in his thinking, Janice, in that if he doesn't believe that he's right for you or that he's strong enough for you, then I would say he's right. Because you need someone who's confident. You don't need someone who's insecure, who's beaten down on themselves. I think you've been there and done that. Okay? You've been there and done that, dealt with an insecure motherfucker who tried to tear you down. And I think he has more lessons to learn, and he will learn them. But you guys, live your lives and continue on with this friendship. I'm not going to say never, but I'm just going to say not right now. Okay? Not right now. Most definitely realize some of the behaviors that you see with this man and how it mirrors some of the men of your past, even your father. They talk of the significance of the father figure, or the significance of it could be brother, could be father, could be stepdad, or whoever it was, but realize the similarities. Okay? Observe the similarities, because it's not good. It's not good. Okay? But friendship, that's not going to hurt nobody. Okay? I'm just going to help him. I agree with that. I don't think you're doing anything wrong, Janice. All right. Today feels like a good day. I agree with you, Chrissy. Today is a good day. Is Aiden romantically interested in me? Hey, Tay. Is Aiden romantically interested in you? Of course, Janice. Is Aiden romantically interested in you? Okay. Let me flip this. I would say Aiden is kind of in between on you. Okay, Cancerian? Aiden feels like he's somebody who needs a lot of attention, and you're someone who needs a lot of attention, Cancerian. Okay, Aiden realizes it. Aiden knows this. In fact, he knows that you are somebody who will take up a lot of his time, a lot of his schedule, and vice versa. That he will do the same for you. You're very dedicated. You're very loyal, especially when you're talking to somebody. I don't think he realizes yet, though, how loyal you are. And just gonna expand on that. I do feel like he doesn't feel like what you're putting forward is real. So he doesn't feel like you're putting forward a real effort. And so he doesn't trust you. He's got trust issues, very obviously, right? And I feel like you also have trust issues. So y'all mirroring each other. Y'all on the in-between type shit. For both of y'all, I feel like it's similar feelings. Of like, I don't know if I can fully trust you. So I don't know if I'm going to fully put my whole self in. And even though you are showing him something that's real, I don't think he believes you, and because of that, I don't think he is acting genuine, like in his true or real character. I think he's flirtatious. Six of sticks. It looks good from the outside. Like, he seems to have all the things that you want or need. Six of baskets. Like, he does give you, a little bit of attention, and you enjoy that part. And I would continue to take it slow. I do think he is interested in you, but can I just say interested in certain qualities of you? He's interested in the fact that you do give attention. He's interested in the fact that he can kind of get away with certain things with you because you're not judgmental. You're not judgmental of the past, especially, and I think that gives him even more like gas to do whatever the fuck he wants. So it's like, I wouldn't say putting a leash on him in this type of situation is right, just because I feel like he's a very singular minded individual. Like he's a little bit of a hoe. But yeah, I think it's a maybe. I think we're on the spin of like, okay, I'm in the middle on this. I don't know how to feel about this. It could go either way. Okay. It could go either way. I really don't think that it will develop in a relationship because of the type of woman you are. But that's just is what it is. Your emotions, I think a lot of the time cloud your judgment. So even though you might not love somebody, you love the idea of a relationship with him or with people. And I just feel like right now, um, with this individual, you don't connect fully with him, and so it feels like a chore. And once you start getting drained, you also start getting angry. So I'm just letting you know that's what I see coming through is anger, getting real pissy. And there's nothing wrong with being pissy when you're not getting exactly what you want from somebody. But also keep in mind that if they just not what you want, you can't force them to be what you want. You know what I mean? But you're definitely doing a good job by asking questions before getting into it. Because I feel like once you learn the true personality type of this individual, I don't think it'll develop any further. Like I said, I feel like it could, right? You could start the relationship. I feel like you the solid one. You can start the relationship. And he would agree to it. All right. But I don't think he would do his part. I'm gonna keep it that simple. I'm gonna keep it there. It is definitely a chore, you said. Yeah. And you're not doing anything wrong, by the way. I know it feels like a chore. And that's what's going on, basically. Someone just paid me for a reading. Let's see, who just paid me for a reading? Which one of y'all? Is it Chrissy? Is it Tay? Who is it? The energy is really good today, by the way, y'all. Like, I was feeling something last night, or I was just like, man, I can't fuck. I can't focus. I can't fuck with this shit. Like, I was on here. I was like, god damn, starting to get a little spicy. You know what I mean? But I just feel like the energy was changing. The tension. Reveal yourself. Not me. Okay, who was it? Was it Tay? Who was it? They don't tell me they just disappeared and didn't say nothing. Come on now. Tay, not Tay. God damn it. All I feel is a migraine, but feel great at the same time. Well, that's good. Migraine part, not so good. Get your medicine. Did I see her in here? Who I think it is? I don't. Where is she at? Did she just drop it when she was rolling through or whatever? Like, hopefully she pops up. Because I think I know who it is, actually. Get my music. So before I got into like the yes or no's, I was doing a little bit of an all signs, just peeking in on people that was popping through. Because I saw Pisces, I saw Libra, I saw Scorpio. Who else did I see? I saw Gemini. So that's the energies that are kind of spinning around. So I was just looking through. You have a question about orbs? I can try my best. I can try my best to answer your question. But what's up? Is I see a lot of orbs, and I've experienced a lot of orbs, especially when I'm doing tarot. But I'm sure it happens all throughout the day. When I see that shit in the corner of my eye, they be fucking with me. And you'll see them all over my screen too. You say you're a gem, okay? Have you seen Sloan Bella's videos? I have seen her, and I've watched maybe one or two of her videos. But, and I do think she's talented. Don't get me wrong. I don't think her energy is for me, though. I'm not trying to step on her toes or nothing like that. I think she's an interesting human, for sure. And I do think she's talented. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's anything false there. She's not my cup of tea. Too Valley, yeah. It's like I'm not saying I want somebody to chew me out necessarily, but what carries over for me is when somebody can like they gotta like hit me, like grab me by the neck type shit. They gotta grab me by the neck. They really gotta like pull me in. She did a video about Michael Jackson. I am disappointed as fuck. Okay, so what was uncovered about that situation? What was uncovered? I ain't gonna say nothing. Do you know what the fuck they are? Because I caught them on camera. It looks like starlight. Color was also feathers looking the same color. So with the orbs. He said, gotcha, I understand that. Yeah, I just want something that like claws out at me type shit. It doesn't even have to be anything specific. It's just the energy itself. The person has to exude for me to really be listening. Otherwise, it's in one ear and out the other. His allegations were true about the... Ooh. I mean, I could look into the cards and see what pops up. Not to confirm or deny, but I could look through. I was making a video with a lover and they popped up like crazy. I didn't see him until... Okay, let's see. What were you seeing? Who were you seeing? Who were you seeing? Chrissy, who were you seeing? Well, you're already very spiritual, Chrissy, so it's not a shock. You're a psychic. It's not really a shock that you feel and see things that are, you know, not always clear to the naked eye, but like when it does show up, it's like these are situations where I feel like you've seen this before, and the people around you or surrounding you don't really see it, or they might deny it. Do something, say something about a woman's spirit, older woman. Let's see. What did they say? What is this? What does this woman have a message about? It's a woman. What is she talking about? Come on. I was trying to channel through music, but it's going too slow. It is a woman, though. That's what I do know. Let's see about her. Let's see if I can look in the cards now. They said Mother Nature. Possible that it's your mother or grandmother or someone's mother or someone's grandmother. Is there like there might even be a date coming up here. I don't know if it's like celebration of someone's birthday or something like that, or maybe it's just a very emotional and memorable time right now for you to remember or look back on this connection with this individual, with this person. I do feel like it's somebody either you or your partner knew. So I'm gonna say that it's probably a grandparent or a parent. Okay, it's definitely a woman. It's very strong feminine energy. That I know. There's sassiness here. There's very, very sassy energy here. And they also talk about something about brother and sister. Brother and sister. All family is significant, this because they said middle child, and they're talking about like the organization of the family. It's like big brother, big sister, little sister, like that type of thing. A middle child, the baby brother, or whatever. Like they talking about the organization of family here, so that just makes me believe that it's somebody who is definitely ingrained in your family or was ingrained in your family. Okay, that's who's around you right now. This woman. This lady, she remembering you, or you're remembering her. Yeah, but they also give this. They said 3 people involved, so that makes me think that there's multiple people in your family that you all be missing. It's a female again. It's feminine, in touch with your femininity. It's a female. Could be your lover's family as well. It's either your or your lover's. It could be both as well. But someone is having like like flashbacks or thinking back to the past with this person and getting very emotional about it. So it could be because of the season that's coming up. It could be because of a birthday that's coming up. But it's most definitely like strong energy leaning towards I'm thinking about you and I love you type energy. I'm thinking about you and I love you. What's funny is like I think you see this person every single time, like every season, like whoever you're seeing, like it's on a regular basis. It's not something new. So you might be asking about it now, but it's nothing you should worry about. Yeah, you a psychic. That's what they just said. Confirmation again. The attachment is human. And you can feel them. You can feel like you'll start feeling anxiety and stuff like that. Or you start feeling like you're being watched. Or like somebody's in your body. That's the grandma. That's the woman. That's who it is. And there's multiple people of your past. Maybe grandma and grandpa. Maybe grandma and mom or auntie. Or grandma and sister. Like, that's what I'm going to say. Feminine. All females. All females. Okay. Strong female lineage. Let's see about the Michael Jackson thing. I'm very curious about that. So, I saw okay. Tell me about the Michael Jackson situation. Obviously, he dealt with a lot of racism and all that shit. People put him in a complex position, complex situation. There's something about him being attached to being a father. And I don't want them to take this video down, so I'll be very vague, okay? There's something about him always wanting to be, like, continuously be a father. Or like the lack of a positive father figure in his life created a dependency on being a father. It's like he always wanted to take care of the young, take care of the, innocents. I almost feel like he also was, fiddled with when he was a child. He was fiddled with even by his own father. I don't know if that lines up with what she was saying, but I see some fiddling that he experienced, and that, by the way, that doesn't take away from the children's experience, because he was a weirdo. He was a little bit of a weirdo. Let's be real. Don't be projecting your mental issues onto no kids. That's what I say. Let's see. What was he doing with these children? What was he doing? Making promises. They talk about moving the kids around house to house type shit to hide the fact that he was surrounded by children. Peter Pan syndrome. She said he was doing the fiddling. So what I saw was that he's been fiddled with as well. Okay? As a child, he was fiddled with. That does, like I said, that doesn't do anything. Because this is a very serious connection, very serious situation. Whew. I feel like she was right. Okay? Like I said, I don't want to speak too much on it just because I don't want them to take this video down because if I say certain words and that. But I feel like she's right. He definitely had some sort of like father complex though. That's what I think it stemmed from, was his fatherly complex. Let's see. All of the kids were what he perceived as his friends. His friends. He definitely had an innocence. Right. Because when you're traumatized to that point, when you have PTSD, you're basically, if it goes unresolved, even if you're that talented, even if you're that strong and powerful, that PTSD, untreated, will overtake your life. It will. It's not something that can be remedied by being rich and successful. It's just not. People are like, what? Well, why would he want that? He could have had any woman in the world. He could have done this. He could have done that. Well, it's like, but he also could have done was get some fucking help and get some therapy before it was too late. That's what he also could have done. Yeah. I feel the same way she does. In that he was tempted to do certain things. Not tempted in the way of like the children were luring him in. Tempted in a way of like he was luring them motherfuckers in. And initially it felt innocent, right? Initially it was innocent. Okay? Initially it was. But it turned into something that was way, way out of proportion. It shouldn't have been happening. It was way too inappropriate. So, him and Uncle R. Kelly straight. Hillary knows what's up. Hillary knows what's up. R. Kelly always had like a weird narcissistic quality, self-centered quality about him. Like, always had that whole like, I want women, like I'm gonna take women from all around the world and gather them up and lock them away type shit. He always had that weird ass personality, man. Even spanning back before the alleged situations that he had with certain musicians. The alleged. My heart is broken. She said he was tempted, like things were set up that way. I think he was tempted not because he was tempted by his own, his own brain, his own body. He wasn't tempted because somebody brought and lured the kids there. He was tempted because of his own brain. In reality, even though he was innocent in a certain aspect, he was also a grown ass man. Let's not take away from that, a grown ass man. Searching and looking for innocence to prey upon. Yeah. He's always been that way. He knew he was sick. That's what I see. He knew he was sick. Tried to drown it out, but it never changed. So instead of going to get the help and seeking out some sort of closure, he ended up doing some dirty. Chrissy, you said, do you know the theory about Diana Ross being his real mom? I've heard of that theory, and I don't think so either. I know his relationship with his father was not was not okay. I know it was very abusive and neglectful, and that's where I believe a lot of this shit has stemmed from in his life, is his daddy issues. And black people don't get help. They don't believe in it in that back then. No, they didn't believe in it then, and they don't believe in it now. It's changing very slightly where children now are getting help, but it's more like kind of like this, right? It's not the parents that are usually getting help. 99% of that is the parents influencing their children to get help, even though they never got help, right? So the trauma, and the reason why the trauma is still in the home type shit, is because the parent won't get help. The parent refuses help. In fact, the parent only sees that their child is struggling, right? And it's like, you're struggling too, but you want to suppress that and dwindle that down and kind of make it out to be nothing. You're like, well, I'm too grown, or I'm too old, right? I'm too grown and I'm too old. Like, why would I go after that? Why would I go get help? Like, why would I go to a therapist when I don't think I could? There's nothing that they could help me with. When in reality, it's like your child's relationship is dependent on you. Your child's relationship with you is dependent on you. You're the adult and grown person in the situation. If your child is struggling, you should go seek out help as well, so you can ask those types of questions, so that you can repair a relationship instead of breaking it. Because 99% of the time, even if the child does get help, the parent is still corrupt. My mom said therapy is modern day slavery. And that tells you the type of mindset that majority of black people have. It's fucked up. Because it's become a thing of, from the outside, they try to convince you that it's all about getting the pills, all about getting the medication. All about, instead of it being a talk therapy situation where you can actually just talk to somebody freely and have not be judged, and have it be like an open discussion type shit about your situation, even if it's just you listening to yourself, right? It's like, that's sometimes needed. Like, not everyone can self-reflect, and especially when you're dealing with a lot of stress, you can't self-reflect. And I know why black people were influenced to think that way. I know I'm not going to condone, but I know why. It's because we was all treated some type of way once, type shit. We, like, way back when they was around that whole like epidemic of drugs and epidemic of like, okay, people are going to therapy, they're getting like fucking lobotomized and shit. Like, they were around during then, and a majority of those people were tested on. Majority of those people were tested on. Like, we were the test dummies in a lot of those situations. Our children were the test dummies in a lot of those situations. A lot of people were falsely locked up into mental asylums and mental prisons and abused and battered. A lot of people set their children just freely and openly because they knew their child had an issue, but they didn't want to deal with this shit. And just said, fuck you, you're going to go live here for a couple of years, and then we'll take you back if you're right in the head. Right? If they were accused of abuse and neglect, send your child right to the mental institution. But none of those doctors that did all that shit were locked up. And so grandma tells mom, tells daughter that therapy and getting help and seeking out like mental retribution, like where you can finally be balanced and stable, even if you was born that way. Even if they weren't the ones who enforced that type of neglect on you, and you're kind of neglecting yourself, like, it's not reinforced. It's never given. You never get anything, I feel like from a parent that has been corrupted, they more than anything should understand that to be not believed or to be made a fool of by their own parent does not help. I hear a lot of older people say, I'm set my ways. Like, sir, ma'am, you can change their ways. In a lot of ways, like, I can see people changing, but they're forced to change. And it's not because they want to. It's because their children all threaten to leave them. It's because, like, everything that they care about leaves them. And only then, once they're totally and completely and utterly alone, do they realize that they have to change. And even then, right, even when everybody starts coming back around because they are changing some of the behaviors, they still try to push the issue and then wonder why everyone cuts their ass off. Why nobody wants a relationship with them. Why they're stuck dying alone in a nursing home. And that's fucked up, right? Because it's like, okay, forgiveness. Gotta forgive. Gotta forget. Gotta let all that shit go. But all that shit affected you and affected your life. You're not supposed to ignore that, right? Nor are you supposed to embrace the fact that it fucked you up. Because it fucked you up. It fucked you up. Like, abuse fucks you up. Are you supposed to ignore that? Hell no. Of your own volition, yeah, you can go and help and try to remedy your situation, but there's no guarantee. Because with one of those motherfuckers that's so delusional, that says, I'm set my ways, you never really know, right? It's like out of pocket type shit. They could be nice one moment. Bipolar is a motherfucker. Hence why they need the medication, but never got the fucking medication. They never went to actual therapy nowadays. They never got actual help, professional help. You can tell when someone's never had professional help. And just because you've gone to a professional, it doesn't mean you've had professional help. Right? Because a doctor could prescribe you medication like Adderall. Normal doctor, a general doctor, can prescribe you. Going to a therapist is different. Teaching you CBT and DBT is different. Dealing with your complex trauma, your complex PTSD, that's totally different. It has nothing to do with medication or Adderall. I saw a post saying you can forgive your parents because they didn't have the resources that we do now, and that's bullshit. Resources have always been there. They chose not to get help. I agree to a certain extent. I believe I was raised by my grandparents, so I never really understood a lot of the reason why my particular situation or my parents couldn't help themselves or had such bad, I understood to a certain extent, right? It's like my grandparents are definitely not perfect. They weren't raised in a time or era where therapy was endorsed. In fact, a lot of the drugs and stuff that you take in order to curb if you were dealing with a mental issue, even though there's been mental issues all throughout my family, those things were like taboo. Those things were like deadly. Like they were killing people back then because they had it at such a high dosage. They were turning people into fucking zombies. They were literally, legitimately killing people. And so for them, it was a lot of fear. And they never really opened up to the idea as time went on to getting help or getting therapy, even in their own marriage. And as a repercussion, we paid for that. As a repercussion, we paid for all of their trauma and all their PTSD, all their abuse. I struggle with PTSD and all of that because of those experiences that I've had with them, right? But I knew my mom was fucked up in the game too. But these are people that never ever coincided with each other and was like, okay, maybe we should think of family therapy, right? If you don't want individual therapy and you don't want to be going to someone by yourself because you're afraid, how about family therapy? And then we could judge from there, what feels safe to us. They never opened up that way, and that has a lot to do with that old school behavior. It's fear. It was instilled into them, depending on where they live, where they're from, what color they are. Fear. It was real back then, where people was jumping off cliffs when they would go on the medication, when they would try to sedate somebody who was mentally ill or having a mental breakdown or having an anxiety attack. They would sedate them. And then eventually all of these side effects that was revolved around this medication would end up making them very, very, of course this is going to get me demonetized, but suicidal. Where somebody that they knew, right, very close to them, either someone that they knew or somebody that they watched, ended up jumping off a fucking edge. They used to scold me so hard for going to therapy. I got scolded as well. Feels like suddenly parenting has become lazier, and that's when shrinks and med become popular like that. Parenting has become lazy. But we owe our children the chance to heal from the things that we feel like we can't control. Even though, like I said, going to therapy and getting the help would most definitely control a lot of our impulsive behavior. Like, we owe our children the option to go seek out that help if we're not going to do that. We owe them that. I used to get scolded as well, though, that they're all fucking phonies and that they're fake. It's a fake medicine. It doesn't really help you. Like, you get it. I never was necessarily medicated because I had a pill addiction prior to going into therapy. But it was, they would be like, well, it's fake. They just tell you bullshit. Like, it doesn't help you. It doesn't heal you. You don't get better, right? You just have to keep living. It was my grandparents' experience. They were like, you just have to keep moving on. You just got to move out the house and do this and do that and do this and do that. But then I have to come back to take care of them, right? So it was not an escape there. I wasn't looking for therapy as an escape. I was looking for a tool to cope better with my issues. When you have a dependency on alcohol or you have a dependency on pills, you need help. That's not something you could do on your own. You can't squash that on your own. Like, the people who quit cold turkey never had a dependency in the first place. They never did. That, or they replace it with something. I would love to be a mother so much, but I can't lie. If I had one right now, it would drive me insane. I'm not done healing and my patience is tiny. Very thin. Yes. They would say I want to feel bad for myself and they won't support me because they don't support my pity parties. I've had a very similar experience to that. In which you're normal. Like, then there's this thing too, like, that I realize the older generation tries to do, where they'd be like, no, you're my kid, so you're normal. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. Being depressed? Fuck. Like, you're my kid, so there ain't nothing wrong with you. You're perfect, motherfucker. Like, hey, I'm perfect, you're perfect. It's like all of their insecurities dumped on you. I'm perfect, you're perfect. It is what it is. You don't need help. Like, why the fuck would you seek that out? Like, you're not one of the crazies. Like, I don't understand. Like, you're not one of the crazies. Why do you cry and bitch and moan about shit? You just gotta get out of the house. You just gotta leave, get out of the house and live your life. Why do you cry about shit? That shit, to me, it pisses me off. It pisses me off so bad. Because I'm just like, okay, so when I'm dealing with my mental issues, or my mental health, which I figure out later in life that is, or not later, much later, but I figure out I have BPD, which is extreme. It's a developmental, it's developmental based off of CPTSD, complex trauma, basically. So not only did I struggle growing up with the dependency, I also struggle with anger, right? So when they're seeing me react in a certain type of way, their reaction, instead of being like, yes, you do need help, you should see somebody, I agree with you, I love you and I want what's best for you, so talking to someone will really help you out, they'd be like, no, that's normal. No, your level of anger is you're just acting up. You're acting out. You're just acting out. Like, why are you acting out? Control yourself. And then you get a whooping, beating, or whatever. Like, and that to me never helped me. It made me worse. And typically, it does make children worse. Like, that type of shit, like, where it's like, okay, reinforcement of the behavior, where it's like, okay, calm down, you don't need anything, you don't need for anything, just go down in your room or sit in the corner or do this and do that, whatever. Like, that don't help. That don't help. Like, what the fuck do you mean? That doesn't cure anyone's issues or pain. It just doesn't. Like, oh, go towards sports, or go toward get a hobby. We'll take you out and we'll get you a hobby. Go to school, go to college. That will solve everything. Go to college and get drunk and get fucked up. Like, that'll help. You're normal. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. When's your birthday? February 2nd. I want kids in a farm. I would love to have the experience of having children as well, with somebody. And I feel like it's a matter of, I don't think there's a wrong time thing. I think it's a thing for me in my mind. So like I think about having children, and kids are so fucking cute. I've always been good with children, but then I'm like, there's a time. There has to be a time, right? 30, 32. Like I know shit's getting dried up or whatever, but like at the end of the day, being financially stable, mentally stable, physically stable, all those things for me are incredibly important. So I don't want no projections to go towards my kids. I want a clean slate. I want a clean slate. When I find my woman, I want a clean slate. And she got to be on the same time. Because I can't do that shit. I can't do that shit where it's like always having to harp on or deal with tackle the past as we go on. Like I want that shit to be clean. 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 And I know other things come up. That's the thing. Like, I know when you get with somebody, it's like you're meant to go through struggles with them. But to make it easier on me and them, I prefer to be stable. I prefer to stay stable. And when in those moments that where I start dipping down and I'm getting a little antsy, a little restless, then that person can help me up and help me through. Doing things that I already know will help me through, though, like coping mechanisms that I already know. So, like, I learned that from therapy and from experience, and obviously, I also learned a lot of things from tarot too, and learn a lot of things from different people. So, I would like to learn these things with time, learn my patience, because I have a lot of patience with kids, but I don't have a lot of patience with adults. Okay, I have a lot of patience with animals, my pets, but I don't have a lot of patience with humans. Because humans piss me the fuck off. Straight. Because it's like, why don't you see what I see? Type shit. Like, why don't you see everything that I see? You say, yes, my feelings was never validated even now, but I think I realized that the people I seek it from will never be able to give it to me. So I had to give it to myself. That is something I had to learn as well. That is most definitely something I had to learn also. The people that you want most to notice you, the people that you want most of the praise from, right? The people that you want to tell you, hey, good job, or you want them to tell you thank you, or I appreciate you, or I apologize to you, are people who are incapable of it. Especially since you've never seen them apologetic in their life. It's like the types of people who have never ever like expressed emotional fears towards you. Like they've never expressed the fact that they might feel depressed. They never expressed the fact that they might feel, like down or sad or stuck or upset. A lot of the time anger is their processing. So you have to also be that person that's going to say, I don't want anything from you. And that's really hard, by the way. That's really fucking hard to tell somebody, actually, I don't want and I don't need anything from you. That's really hard. Like I can be successful by myself. To say that confidently when people have grinded you down and grinded your confidence down, to say that to someone confidently, it's hard. But trust me, when I say it gains respect. It gains respect. It really does. When you stand up for yourself and you finally put your foot down and say, you know what? I don't need you. And I don't need this. It took me 27 years to learn it. Yeah. I'm 22. It took me, I would say, I don't think that there's a timing on learning that. And we're in an era and an age where getting help is now not taboo. You know what I mean? I've been on this planet for 22 long years, and people are like, that's nothing. Like, you're still young. What you mean? Like, but it feels a lot longer. Because when you process and go through these things, it's not linear. Healing isn't linear. Meaning, like, anyone could go through the same exact situation and deal with it completely different and have a completely different time zone for how how long they're going to deal with that shit or how long it's going to take them in therapy to get through it. Like, I process things. I'd like to believe I process things quite slow. But to everybody else, they're like, you want to fucking, like, damn, nigga, like, you want to track I don't know where your track is going type shit. Like, you on a roller coaster, bitch. Like, you out there doing your own thing. Nigga, like, y'all. I'm like, I feel old. You know what I mean? I feel old. Because when you're doing a lot of things on your own, and 27 isn't old. So that kind of puts it into perspective, right? 27 ain't even old. 26 ain't old. 30 ain't old. You know, as you're edging towards like the 50s, you're getting older. You start to notice it in your body. That's the first place that you notice it in. Unless you keep kept up on, you know, routine. And you don't have any family disease. I mean, even now I have family disease that trigger my bones. I got arthritis. A lot of people laugh when I say that, like, you have arthritis. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. Like, it's on all sides of the family. Like, I got fucked. I got cornered. And it makes my bones feel horrible. So sitting in front of this for long periods of times is kind of hard sometimes. But I like talking to y'all, so I fuck with it. But, one day I'll get a fucking setup where I just stand, to be honest with you. I'll probably just do that in my new kitchen. You gonna donate. So what you want, Sin? What you want? What you looking for? What you looking for? It is funny hearing you say that. Sorry, you got to go through that. Right, like I said, I know it's unusual, but it's definitely it's unusual for me too. I can't I can't say it's not. It's unusual for me too. I've never heard of anyone else experiencing it at this age. I also have celiac disease. Anyone know what that is? Where chickens GERD and all that type of shit. Very fun. But clean eating would help me a lot. I just don't feel like doing that right now. I will. I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like becoming a vegan or vegetarian yet. I want to eat what I want to eat. All right, Sam, what you looking for? What's your question? Bushy turkey celiac. Bushy turkey. I just have a gluten intolerance. Can't have anything with gluten. You know how most people will place like the nerds in that category, like, oh, only nerds are allergic to peanut butter and shit. That's how I felt when telling people that shit. I'm like, dude, oh my god, because people are like, damn, you really are an old man. I'm like, yes, I'm wise. All right, let's see your talents. You're business minded. You're focused for sure. So I don't think that any of your thoughts on like maybe expanding a business or starting out branching out into another category would be a bad idea. Okay, so you're business oriented. You can make money off of anything, everything. I don't think, yeah, they said it's not always easy to do that, to be that person that is kind of the entertainer or can be multiples. So like a Kim K, oh wow, her mama ran her life. I don't want that to be the situation. My mama ran her life though. But for example, like Rihanna, a singer, okay, a songwriter, having a fancy, being able to balance all those things. I feel like it's a facet that not many people have, but I feel like you got that shit. You got that shit. And as much as I like to say that it's something that only you have in your family, is most definitely something that you got from your family. So even though they have like that very abusive, neglectful tendency, you still gain something from them. Does that make sense? It might be the one and only thing that you've gained, which is like you're good at multiples. Okay, you're good at many things. And they could never push you down or in a corner to focus on any of the things that they would want you to. But because they've been through so many life experiences, yeah, they're old school. That's where you got it from. Okay? That's maybe the one good thing that you got, right? Let's see. So, okay. All right. They talk about the focus on they talk about physical art for you, and physical art is dancing, it's modeling, it's acting, it's being like a what do they call that, like a influencer. Okay, so like somebody who does vlogs, or they said mommy vlogs, oh god. But vlogs and that sort of thing. So somebody who most definitely is like a influence on women your age or older or younger. It wouldn't really fucking matter. But Cancer is the mother. So that's what it reminds me of, is like you feel a space for as a mother for people, or almost like someone to look up to. You said how you just said, I can't be boxed in because it causes me to be depressed. Depressed but alive. It just came up. This card. Depressed but alive. Okay. Not mommy vlog. Literally pregnant and single. Pregnant and single. Just came out. Power dynamic. Okay, so I could see you doing dancing very easily. Very, very, very easily. I could see you doing anything that involves physical expression. Virgos are physical people. So in order to like kind of harness that shit, and I know you shy, but I feel like showing yourself in the physical light will most definitely be like the direction you should go. So that means you could be making clothes or wearing clothes that people make. You could be a model, you could be a dancer, an actor, just whatever's physical. Writing and singing are something you're also good at. So I would not put those, I would put those in your pocket type shit and have those under your belt. But most definitely the physical aspect appeals. Like, rare looks. Then they said when they stopped, they said striptease. Like I said, they said the mommy shit. So that's why I think you're gonna do like vlogging or something. That's why I feel like you're gonna do vlogging or make videos, like and film yourself talking. Yeah, this card came out again too. Big girl, like what. I got big girl / guy panties on here. But like when I think of that, I also think of like wearing clothes. Like wearing a brand. Wearing a brand. Oh my God, I refuse to be a baby mama. Not baby mama. I don't mean nothing like that. But it just reminds me of vlogging, okay? It reminds me of vlogging. It reminds me of vlogging or blogging and being able to put videos out of your own self. So whether it be skin routine, whether it be just routine in general, whether it be like the little TikTok dances or whatever, or challenges, whatever it is, it involves the physical. Okay, it is absolutely a physical art. Okay? Yeah, because they may also say, they said Mother Nature, then they said Big Titty Queen. Y'all like the cards I made. Big titty queen. Beautiful as fuck. Okay, they said beautiful as fuck. They said bring it back. Sexy in all the right places. All the physical cards. All the physical cards. Sexual fetish. Anxiety. So you are very shy, though. That's the problem. Is that you're very shy. So most of these things, though you would be good at them, very good at them. In fact, I feel like that's where you would gain your most traction. You're also so shy that you sabotage. You self-sabotage. You create like a negative self-talk in your head. And that also has to do with your home as well, right? So you create a negative self-talk. Where you're like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. And you're confident one moment, and then you shoot yourself down the next. And you're like, damn. Like, fuck. Like, shit. You're very shy. Very shy. But I think that's why most people think you're sweet and smart. And I'm not saying you're not sweet, okay? And you're not smart. I'm just saying, like, you're kind of like the type of person who's witty, but in the background you're smart, and you might give people advice, but you're kind of in the background with it. Okay, that strong, like trying to bowl people over, you keep out kind of buried on the inside. But I feel like that's what you're gonna need to bring out for social media. That's what you're gonna need. Most definitely, you're gonna need that. So tell me what's up. Let's see. You're like, oh my God, like but I don't want to act too dramatic in front of the camera. I don't want to act like this. I don't want to. They love that. They would love that. Are you kidding me? They would eat you the fuck up. They would eat you the fuck up. Like I'm saying, they would love that. Like where you get sassy. You start telling people stories and shit. They love that. That's your Virgo way. That's your Virgo way. You gotta trust that. Who you are, like who you keep inside is you. Who you keep inside is you. I mean, you could even independent artist, Unchained, independent artist, singing. Okay, here's singing. They're bringing out this too now. Like I said, I feel like everything you brought up is something you most definitely could do. You just have to fucking pick a direction. And you don't have to stick with this shit. I'm not saying you have to stick with it, but you have to try it. Okay? Try it. Singing. Just try all of them. Try all of them. Watch me flourish with or without you type shit. All of them. Do you want me to see where these things will, like what you're more than likely going to do for the future? Or maybe the right reading would be like, let me see what you're going to stick with. What you're more than likely going to stick with. That's what I want to look at in the near future. Let's see what you're more than likely going to stick with in the near future. Let's see. Let me get these cards too. If I was to sing, what kind of artist would I be compared to? Let's see. I will answer that. You have a very like they say sultry type R&B type voice. Sultry, like soft spoken but sweet. Kind of remind me like maybe a Janae Aiko. Yeah, they say yep. You also have like when you sing, your accent is different from your speaking voice. So they talk about you having like a possible like Southie, like Southerner accent when you sing. It's definitely different. That's for damn sure. It's definitely different. But they said Janae Aiko. A song that just popped in my head. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I think it goes like, don't be anxious or impatient, cause I'll hold you. I can't even go up in that. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this real quick. There it is. It's called You and I, and it's Flatbush Zombies, which I knew that. I just didn't know which song it was. I'm going to send you the link. It's just the beginning. Like, you don't sound like the main nigga, but here, let me send this to you. Excuse me. Listen to the beginning of this. This is what popped in my head. I love Flatbush Zombies. I've been a fan of them forever. I low-key want to take an anonymous approach, but the reason why is because you don't want to be seen or looked at as you know, how people usually treat women in the industry. Okay, a lot of that is fear-based. You don't want men or women to judge you in a certain type of way. Or treat your body like you want fresh eyes on the shit. Like you don't want somebody to try to attack you and shit. But I feel like if you're going to do that, and you might cover up your face, then I would show like a portion of yourself. Okay, so whether it be you gonna be like the masked fucking musician or whatever, like the Sia, is that her name? But like you're gonna have to like show something of yourself, and I feel like your style is what you should show. Okay, so like your physical style. So maybe you have the camera like cutting off your face, but then you have the camera showing your physical style. There's significance in the way that you dress being also an artistic or creative way of dressing, because it's not basic. Okay, so that's what's up. So let me see what you're more than likely going to go towards. So that's what I was trying to do here. Let's see. The Chariot, Page of Cups, and Seven of Wands. What you really fell in love with. Let's see. Three of Cups. What you really fell in love with is all of them. Okay. So what are you more than likely going to do? There it is. Nine of Pentacles. That's Libra. Okay. Libra is going to be dancing. And also design, dance and design, physical movement. So it could be like you design like outfits, or you go out on stage and wear certain outfits. That could also be a thing. Or it's okay. I could see you. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. All right. I got it. So I think what you're gonna do is you're going to get involved with a community of dancers. Okay, so a community of people that dance. I think you're going to get involved with the community, and you're going to have experiences where you guys get to travel, as whether it be as a group, or maybe you get some friends and some hot places in there, and you're able to like somehow incorporate your own style of dancing into an owner's style of dancing. You got me? Like, so you go to someone's place, go to someone's studio or a dancing studio, and you're able to get up in that bitch, get your foot in the fucking door, and people are going to see you. And because they're going to see you, you're also going to be able to have all these opportunities come towards you. Now, with the other facets, because I don't think you're going to let those go, let's see about singing. Let's see about singing. Fear and shyness. So, not trying to have your face be seen, not trying to have none of that be seen. I do think that would definitely be something that you could get into, but your problem is like being too critical or perfectionist to actually release what you put out. So you might release 1 or 2 singles, but like you're a perfectionist, so it's never gonna sound right for you. So I feel like that might be something that you abandon. Okay, so you're gonna abandon that. And then writing. Let's see about writing. Tower in the reverse. 4 of Swords. Something that I realize about you is that writing is a more of a personal, like put a personal flair on it, personal emotions into it. So journaling and writing, I feel like, are going to be something that you do on social media in the future as well. So you're going to be posting maybe how you feel, or posting like different things that you've written in the past, as it kind of applies to people's lives as well. So what would that be? I guess it would just be like you could be posting on a blog or Twitter or TikTok or whatever. Like you could just be posting your feelings and your emotions on there, but kind of doing it anonymously. But I also see there being a spiritual side to this. Okay, so I don't know. There's a possibility that you get into, so 7 of Pentacles. There's a possibility that you may get into astrology in some type of way. Astrology or tarot. I would say astrology. Be strong, like the devil in the upright. I would say it might be astrology. Ruler of time. I would say more than likely it's going to be something astrological. 6 of Swords in the reverse. Justice in the reverse. 3 Swords in the reverse. That's your business to do with like modeling and clothing. Modeling and clothing. 7 of Cups. The Magician. You're teaching women how to be positive about their bodies. What just also popped in my head, okay? You know those women, I just watched a video on this, and people are all emotional about this shit. But you know the women that help women through their pregnancy? For some reason, it's like disappearing from my mind as far as what that's called. But they help women feel positive and good, and they motivate them. They get them to work out and to help them through the pregnancy. That I like a in-home care nurse during pregnancies, where like teaching them all the stretches and you're teaching them to dance and stuff like that, and you having your own studio, being able to do that. I see that very strongly. I see that. Yeah, a doula. Yeah, a doula. So 3 of Pentacles in the upright. I see that very strongly, like that working out very well for you. The Magician in the upright, a teacher. 7 of Cups, self-care. Self-care, the Sun, teaching happiness and love and compassion. A midwife, yes, the Star. So a doula, I think is what it's called, right? And basically she can go to your house and help you through the pregnancy. And, like I seen them doing like the raps and stuff like that after the pregnancy to help with the mothers who feel depressed after a pregnancy, like are dealing with, the emotional portions of giving birth and not feeling like they're good enough or all of that type of stuff. That I see you helping with significantly. Page of Swords. King of Cups. I feel like there also will be a man in your future. So we're just doing a future reading for you. There is a man in your future that will kind of conflict with some of these details. I feel like there is a man who will enter your life and essentially kind of distract you from what you want to do. Yeah, postpartum depression. There is a man maybe that you get a home with or a house with, an apartment with in the future here, who's a big distraction from what you're truly trying to like create or invest in from your business and from your time. There is a man. I feel like you end up going your separate ways with this individual. It's going to look, to me, this next phase that you're going through is going to be for the next 3 years, 2 to 3 years of you kind of living a progressively like healing and singular life, like living in your own world. I think you getting into a routine where you can do things like a yoga or dance or just go to the gym. Like those are all things that are incredibly important to you, and you've been wanting to do those things for a long time, like you said. So I feel like you being an individual is going to be really, really important for these next upcoming years, because that is where you're going to find your success. Not by playing into a relationship that gets you stressed out. Okay, so I'm not gonna say relationships are off the table, because that's not true. You know what I mean? No matter what, that's not true. But right now, those like defining aspects that you pointed out with like dance and stuff like that, what you love to be physical, right? That's really important. So dance, yoga. If you're gonna be a doula type shit. But I feel like that's where you would help women. Like you would definitely help women who are down on themselves. Like 10 of Wands in the reverse is like women who feel really bad about their bodies. Feel like shit about their bodies. Like they've been down by men their whole life, or they have like a very man's view of viewing their own body. It's like, well, I need to be, sharp here, and I need to pull this in and do this and do that. And that can also be within like some sort of physical therapy, or you could also aim towards doing like surgeries. It literally would, like I said, I think anything is possible with you. I can't narrow in on anything specific because there is so many options here. But I would say your biggest profit is going to be helping women. Profiting from helping and healing women. Okay. Being inspirational and physically helping women. But this is what makes me, like, I picked up this card earlier probably about 4 times, and this is what makes me think you might be like a doula. And someone that helps with pregnancy and at home births. Damn, someone's shooting off over there. Very cool. Pregnancy. Again! Pregnancy! God. It just keeps popping out. It keeps popping out. That's where I feel like the money is. That's where I feel like the healing is. That's where I feel like everything is. You said you love children, you want children. And I feel like that, to incorporate yourself into the process of giving, that could be a really, really good way. And a real way where you can actually feel at peace and calm with yourself. I had a dream I was pregnant twice. Okay, that should tell you something. That should tell you something about how you're feeling internally and hormonally. But also, it is a good pointer to the future. You want to do something to do with healing kids and healing having an effect on younger women. So, having that positive effect, that motherly effect that some women never got. And, to be honest with you, I think that it'll be really, really eye-opening for you to deal with women at this level, because you'll see also the men in the situation. You'll see the husbands. You'll see the connection breaking down and building back up every 5 seconds, roller coaster mode type shit. I think you'll learn a lot through that. So that's what's up. And also your trauma with your mom. You'll see through a lot of that. Not saying that's what you have to do, right? I'm not going to say that. Because, like I say, you could incorporate this in every which way. Like, you could have taken this reading so many different rounds. I could have taken this reading into you teaching dance to children, right? You teaching kids how to do like ballerina dances. So I could have taken this into so many different ways of like you being a teacher, but I know that's what you're gonna do. So I know there's so many different things that you could do. Yeah, I'm not gonna cross anything off the list for you because I feel like it's really important that you go out there and get it. I'm probably gonna get off and go get something to eat. Oh, what is they doing over there? But I am hungry. I think I'll get out again tonight. No promises, but I've been feeling very energetic lately, and I feel like this is a good outlet for that. We talked about a lot of good shit today. You said, please go eat. My stomach just growled when you said that. Yeah, I'm hungry as shit. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Tay. Thank you, Sin. Starla, are you still here? Starla, if you're still here, I can tell you. I could flip over a couple cards for you real quick. Let's see. Six of Swords. It's gonna go swimmingly. It's gonna go very well. Essentially, whatever the recovery is for it, you are going to feel some pain. You are going to be a little bit emotional, but it looks very good. Queen of Pentacles in the upright. It looks very good. Queen of or Ten of Swords. I almost said Queen of Cups. So that makes me believe even more so that you're going to be very emotional about the surgery or recovery. And then I also see that there is anxiety to do with like how people might treat you or how people are going to react towards this. That there might not be like you might have a lot to do at home or you might deal with a lot at home, a lot of stress, and you have a fear of like how that's going to have an effect on you. But I feel like everything's going to go okay. Strength. You're going to heal very fast, very quickly. The only problem is you just need a lot of sleep. Like you just need to be willing to like lay down and sleep and allow people to do things for you. Okay. You just need to sleep. Queen of Swords in the upright. I know you powerful. I know you strong. But for one moment, you need sleep. This is like the most important thing out of all of this is for you to sleep. Get the shit out of your head. Like the shit that you've been really rummaging through and stressing about. All the things that you have to do. You're like, I have to do this and this and this and this and that. Forget it for just a fucking moment until you can get on your own 2 feet type shit. Okay, you have a couple weeks of recovery, and none of that shit that you got to deal with is going anywhere. Right? It's going to be there. You just need. This is the first thing that you need done. All right. So relax, play it safe, sleep. It's gonna go well, swimmingly. Like I said, this is like the first couple of steps that you have before you can finally move on with your life. I've been having anxiety over my to-do list, and you will have time to do those things. Just promise yourself that you're not going to fuck yourself out of, getting what you need. Like this is a necessity. So I see it being a necessity for you, whatever it is. So follow through. Don't let fear and anxiety about all the other shit take over you because you're going to be down for a couple of weeks. Sleep. All right, I'm gonna go get myself something to eat. Thank you, Starla, Sente, everybody who popped through tonight or today. I said tonight. I'm so used to the night readings. All right, y'all. I'll see you.